any sort of position of like there being good in the universe. I don't feel like the interactions that we have are by definition good. I don't think that necessarily things just end up being good. Or that like if somebody gets murdered, I'm not going to be like, oh well, there's meaning in that, or like everything happens for a reason. Like I'm not going to say
well,
that.
You're not going to like make this judgment like this is good, this is inherently good. Like
no, I would have to advocate that like you have to take the negative that goes on in life as it is,
right?
And that I would advocate that there would have to be something afterwards which would somehow set it right or counterbalance it.
Yeah, it's like you have to acknowledge the good and the bad, and know that when a good or a bad thing is happening, that it's kind of this like temporary high or low point that that's because I see people that focus so much on the negative. Like even myself, like there's times where I focus so much on the negative, or people that focus so much on the positive, but it causes like a lot of problems in their life because they're like actively rejecting this other part of reality where it's like you can't really escape negative or positive things, like one or the other, like, and it's going to cause you a lot of pain if you try and like avoid it, like or force it out, like make everything positive or everything negative. Like it seems more obvious when you make everything negative because people are like, well, if everything's negative, you're just going to feel like shit all the time. But like people that are like always positive, like for example, like people that have, for example, like overcome suicide and then they like overcompensate with like so much positivity, it's like they're setting themselves up for like an extreme low point in the future because you can't maintain that. It's like, I don't know, you gotta be able to acknowledge both what you perceive as the good and the bad as it comes, otherwise you'll just become out of balance yourself and like annihilate yourself or something.
Yeah. Tay's in the house.
What?
See, it seems like I have a TI pull towards things. Like I want to understand things in a sort of TI way, but definitely say that my NI is more F focused.
Like I can help you with the TI if you can help me with the F anything, honestly.
A very variations of things, Tay.
The very fundamental nature of things.
Yes. I mean, in some ways, I've kind of adopted, like not socionics, as a system, but just like some of the ideas around personality. I've almost adopted it as like a sort of, I kind of feel like a proto-religion, or maybe even like a...
It is. Well, you got to think about all this Jungian stuff. Like, he almost like brought all this like realm of the spiritual and the symbolic like into secular language. So it's almost like you're going full circle in that way.
Which feels good in an NI sense, going full circle.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like I consider things like, as they talk about like the creative function or stuff like that. Like, if supposedly like your second function and then your demonstrative function, it's like they're like areas where you can have a lot of interplay with and like really delve into those areas. It's sort of like what you can start offering to the world through, your like dominant function lens. It's like I've been given that thought, like what that would look like for me. It's like, as compared to like an INTP, it's like you got this dominant TI filter, and then it's like delving into, intuitive areas. I notice for a lot of INTPs, they like talking about things like spirituality or out of body experiences or philosophy or religion. Just a lot of these different, not necessarily spiritual things, but very frequently enough, sort of spiritual or philosophical things filtered through this,
right?
This lens of,
well, it's
okay,
kind of
what is it? Let's pin it.
The other day when I asked Eric like about what he thought about INTPs using NI, he was like, well, he like kind of laughed. He was like, that's what I think they actually like become mature. But he's like, yeah, but good luck getting them to admit that they engage in magical thinking, like.
Well, because it almost seems like counterproductive to the TI lens.
Yeah,
what? I'm not engaging in magical thing, but it's like,
I regularly build like parallel reasoning for like, so if I realize something through NI, I have this like other like TINE framework that I like build like as like a parallel narrative to like try and convince other people sometimes if I don't think I'm going to be able to like communicate. It's like, well, no one's going to really buy this, so I gotta
Yeah. That's what I was kind of thinking about for myself with the feeling oriented stuff, because it's like I think about FE and I'm like, shit, I mean, according to that, I'm supposed to be sort of trying to, essentially provoke people emotionally to some end, trying to affect them emotionally, like whether it's motivationally or something like that. Which I kind of get that. I feel like it's where I get the most directly touched. It's like I like the idea of being able to not necessarily advocate, like, okay, this is what you do with your life now. Like, go do that. Like, I feel like that's more of a, like, the fact that FI isn't not a preferred element. Like, it's strong, but it's not preferred. And then TE is sort of like, kind of get that out of here, like that sort of thing. I feel like TE has a very like, this is the plan, here's the execution. I feel like the placement of SE as well. I feel like it works towards the end, or at least the pattern of a person who is not necessarily advocating a specific path, but who is advocating that people find inspiration.
Okay.
Rather than trying to be like, this is what you need to do with your life. It's more like,
I want to inspire you to realize your own purpose.
Well, I thought it was interesting because I was at a church before, sort of before I really got into the MBTI. They were doing this exercise, which now I realize really seemed like an intuition exercise. But I don't think they would have recognized it as, like, they thought it was something spiritual, but I think it was an intuition exercise. It's basically, like you pair up with a partner, you look at them, and whatever comes to mind, you start speaking it.
Huh.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Man, I would I don't know how I would react in that scenario. Like, I feel like if I didn't know them at all, like I could really do a good faith effort. But if I knew them only a little bit, like that'd be so hard for me.
Yeah, I got paired up with one dude, and he was like, "Yeah, I could see you like being at university helping people who are thinking about killing themselves."
Interesting.
And I was like, I didn't react negatively to it. That's the thing.
It's like that's kind of like a positive thing, though. It's like you're helping people, like, not fucking kill themselves. Like,
right.
That's not like, something that you would be. It's just like interesting that he would think that. I don't know.
And that's the sort of thing that, like, I've thought about. It's not like I immediately went out and started doing that. But it's like I've thought about that, and I'm like, when people are in need, and I feel like they're coming to me for answers, a lot of the times the thing that I hate the most is when I don't feel like I can assist. or like I have nothing to offer. And I don't know. I just sort of thought about that, and I guess for me, as far as the inspiration thing goes that I was talking about, I sort of like the idea of, well, for one, I'm trying to find out what actually inspires me to be alive, because I feel like if I'm going to be advocating survival to people, I might as well want to do it myself.
You don't want to be like
yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to be a hypocrite in that way, but
It's,
I mean,
it's
I
hard
totally
to have authority about like what someone should do when you can't like figure it out yourself. Like, yeah. Definitely.
But I mean, like, I understand being at those points in my life where, like, even recently too, where it's like I just already, like, at 22, I already feel like so much of a corpse. And it's like that. Like, I look at other people and I see, wait, they're doing things that they enjoy. Why am I not motivated towards those ends? So it's like I'm invested in that question of how do you get people not only motivated. Motivated, I feel like, is more of like trying to pump people up because they don't have the inspiration to go for something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to try to pressure people into an end, because then it's going to be like a false start, basically. And I guess, yeah, I'm trying to advocate inspiration a bit more.
That makes sense.
I'm sure that tangent had a reason. I think I might have just been sharing it. Yeah.
Fair. Welcome, people.
Yeah.
Crashing the romance party.
Yeah. I'm seducing him with my NI. I don't know if it's working, but
I mean, tomorrow, like I said, I might show you my dick.
I'm gonna fuck you gently. I'm gonna bone. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna fuck you softly. I'm gonna bone you gently.
Yeah, I thought we established it wasn't gonna be very gentle.
Well, I'm singing Tenacious D, so.
I really, really, really have to pee.
Go pee.
I will be back.
What up, Audra?
I don't know.
Heh.
Я не знаю.
So I'm having difficulty understanding words. Not hearing words, understanding.
Вы не понимаете по-русски?
Yeah, it's not helping. I think you just told me to go fuck myself, and
Вы говорите по-английски.
please stop. You're hurting me.
Я знаю.
I got stretched. Oh God.
С удовольствием.
Either I'll just speaking gibberish, or I just had a stroke.
I was just thinking, like, all this cerebral kind of like deep thought has like somehow convinced me that I'm like more sober than I am. I realized when I was walking that I'm like kind of drunk. I've been like trying to stay as attentive as possible so that I don't, so that I can listen to what you're saying with like seriousness. So
I'm glad I'm not actually sitting next to you, because I feel like you would have reached out and started touching my face. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" You'd be like, "Just feeling your nose. That looks squishy."
Just testing. No, it's probably good that you're not around me. I would have fucking.
I'd be like, "I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you. Stop touching."
Stop touching my body. I'm trying to talk about my feelings and my mind.
Honestly, I could
fine.
see myself becoming that just meme of a person where it's like, I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you. I'm not a sex object.
It's like, yes, you will be, bitch.
I'd be like, I'm going into the other room and locking the door. When you sober up, we can talk about intellectual pursuits.
So I take it your Russian's not very shiny right now, Ken.
Was that Russian?
Yes.
I was half convinced it was Spanish. I don't know shit.
That's funny.
Russian kind of sounds like Spanish, like especially when it's sung. It's like very similar. I think.
Yeah, it can roll. Some of it rolls, but I don't know. It doesn't sound the same to me. But
This is kind of random. You guys heard
I'm
of
around a lot.
the Russian pop opera singer Vitas? Vitas?
No, maybe.
Are we talking bedroom chedrum or whatever it is?
What? I don't know what you just said.
It's like ba da 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 da.
Yeah, that guy.
Was.
Speak more Russian.
Like,
Just tell me, just
song that you're thinking of.
say something as a joke to me, Audra. You know, like you like me and respect me as a person.
Я не понимаю.
So I think she told me to go fuck
Wow.
myself. I'm not sure.
There's something about the snake costume that this guy wears that just makes me like, I don't know.
It's something about the starfish on his head that makes me want to bang him.
It's just like such a fun song though. It's like silly, but
Yep.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I have seen that person.
yeah, he does like he's just really famous for having like incredible range for a male, basically. Like superhuman. He's got like some kind of like fucking weird like lung mutation or something.
Probably from fucking Chernobyl.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know where he was from.
Damn, I just thought about that. Audra's speaking Russian. I just thought of Chernobyl. Maybe she was born in Russia and she's just got like an Incredible Hulk thing going on. That explains the strength. Son of a butt.
It turns out that you're actually a mutant, Audra. I didn't realize.
I'll just like, stop blaming my strength on science fiction. I worked for this, goddammit.
You did now.
I don't know. I wish I was a mutant, had some kind of like superpower. The closest thing I have is being able to like bend my arms like this. It's not a very useful superpower.
That's fucking weird. I mean, it's really cool to look at, but
It definitely can do that.
that's how you know he has a demon.
No, it's funny because like one time in high school for track and field, like we had to do the physical or whatever, and the guy does this thing where he like puts his finger on your back and like he's like, touch my finger, and he's like put it on my head, and I'm just like, you know, he's like, what?
Like literally.
It's also like fun, like if I put on like a shirt backwards, I can like grab shit and stuff and be like, you know, or like and then like
Put it in
interact
your
with people. I don't know.
That's pretty crazy.
It's not a very useful superpower.
I feel like with Neptune, like something being demonic is like pretty much becoming a meme at this point. It's like he asks for a Diet Coke and somebody brings up a Diet Pepsi. He's like, "Ew, no, Pepsi's demonic." So it'd be like, they're gonna be like, do you like my fashion choice? I'll be like, sorry, yellow is like, instead of being like, yellow is so 2014, he's like, yeah, sorry, yellow is so demonic right now. Well, because I'm gonna be probably inaccurately honest, which is the same thing as being a douche. But I'm gonna be honest.
Nice spin.
I'm gonna be honest as far as I'm aware of the truth. But I feel like your sarcasm voice and your sassy voice are too similar, and so people confuse it with you being serious.
Wait, my sassy voice and my sarcasm voice?
Yeah.
So, like, I'll be saying something in a sassy way, but be serious, and they think that I'm... Or, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example of where those, like...
When you're like, oh my god, that's demonic, or something like that. Like, it just sounds normal. It doesn't quite sound sarcastic.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't so much sound like a joke.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't mean to hurt your feelings, Nat. That's not what I mean.
No, I'm just like... I don't know.
I'm just impressed by playing a game of infinite satire.
I think I really confused myself with how serious.
What the fuck is he doing with that bread?
I'm eating it.
Yeah, there's a difference between eating and rape.
I need to make sure I don't... I haven't drank in a while, actually. I need to make sure I don't actually fuck up. But I finished that last drink, so that's the end of... I'm not going to get any more drunk than this, which isn't very... I've been surprisingly lucid. It's probably just because of all the... you've been keeping me sober.
That's the first case of statutory gluten that I've ever seen. Please tell me there's at least something on those, like butter or like peanut butter or something.
No, it's just an emergency. I'm eating 2 of these, and that's...
It's an emergency. It's never enough of an emergency that we have to go without something on the bread, though. That's just savagery.
I feel a lot better already.
I don't, and I have to fucking watch you. I ain't even eating it. So, Audra, it's been a pretty eventful night. I mean, me and Zach have pretty much been planning a potential wedding.
Yeah, we're getting married in Greece on the same island that Mamma Mia was filmed. It's going to be at night, and we're going to cut the cake with a Bad Dragon dildo. It's going to be awesome.
Sounds like you worked it all out.
Yeah.
I kind of want Audra to be invited.
Yeah, Audra could come, definitely.
The fact that it's in Greece, that does make me consider the possibility. I haven't been there yet. I'd like to.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Audra can be the priest. Yeah, Nep for sure is the flower girl.
Yeah, Neptune, I think, is gonna ship us to everybody tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll totally do that. I'll do the whole ceremony in like ancient Greek or something.
Yeah, sure.
You guys agree to a bunch of stuff.
That'll
you
add
don't
more
know.
power to like the sexual ritual when we consummate the marriage.
Just shove the cake off the table. We're doing it live.
Leave the dildo.
Oh, Jesus. Those weren't the droids I was looking for.
Yeah, you should start making pictures, little hearts like appearing between us, and that'd be great. And it all started with a game of Kill, Fuck, Marry.
Yeah. That's how it started.
You guys missed out. We got to hear a live reading of Nick's, let's say, failed text sequence with whatever the INFJ has been communicating with. It was pretty funny.
So, any highlights?
Do what?
Any highlights from that?
Highlights. I was thinking. Well, my favorite is that the original premise is something about it started off, she's like, oh, you're an ENTP and I'm an INFJ, and that's supposed to be the best match or whatever. She's like, I've heard that ENTPs are really great, nice people or something, and I've never met one in real life. And then Nick's response, well, we'll have to change that. And I'm like, that was beautifully could have meant so many things, responding to so many of the original statements. So it was off to a great start there, and then he made some sort of dumb comment and used the wrong name. And it's like, well, it has the same number of letters as yours, and they both start with the same letter. So
way to go, Nick.
That was I think that could have been recovered from, but then eventually got around to so basically describing how he had spent 5 minutes, but only 5 minutes. He really didn't take him long, and so it's okay that he found out where she worked and what she did. And basically he said how amazingly efficient he was at internet stalking. And
I'm realizing that ENTPs are kind of awkward fucks.
This is
But this is why they need understanding feelers. So instead of being like, oh my god, you're a creep, we can just be like, oh.
It's unknowingly creepy. That's basically, it's we don't realize, I think, we're doing
it. It's honestly been kind of weird having so many ENTPs in one spot, here.
It's kind of like a chicken roost. Just constant blocking.
It's also kind of weird that there's so many INTPs. I'm like, I'm not alone.
Well, the INTPs and some other types are the chickens, and the ENTPs are the roosters going around trying to rape everything.
Kinda. I don't know. Audra seems a lot more reserved about that kind of stuff.
That's because Audra's alpha rooster. She just sits in the corner.
She's she doesn't need to assert her dominance. She knows she has it.
the other roosters come over what, bitch? What's going on? She's just somehow with a wing. She doesn't even have opposable thumbs. Somehow she gets them in a headlock. Just suffocates them in the grain for a little bit, or in the chicken seed or chicken feed or whatever it is for a little bit.
What do you think of this, Audra?
I mean, you want me to argue with it or what?
I don't know. Do you what do you think about how you don't seem to do nearly as much clucking?
Something along the lines of it's unnecessary, yeah.
It's because when she goes to cluck, you just hear Godzilla noises. No, I think I keep crafting this just unnecessary mythos around Audra, but
yeah,
I'm not sure how much she appreciates it, but it allows me to exercise my fun time whimsical thinking.
Most of people's understanding of Audra is projecting.
Yeah.
They're just I think Audra's this. Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
Right.
No, I know. I sort of craft and make up a lot of.
I wasn't talking about you necessarily, but people in general.
I mean, in my joking, I craft a lot of as far as how she would be fighting, I attribute a lot of physical qualities. Whereas I feel I get the sense that her approach to fighting is primarily TE combined with NI, in the sense that it's or maybe it's not NI, but it's there's a TE element where it's I don't need to engage here. No, I don't need to engage there either. I don't need to engage in any of these places because I feel like she understands power dynamics well enough to know that she doesn't need to strut.
Yeah.
She walks in and is already king fuck of Shit Mountain.
Did you get high TE on your keys to cognition test?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Decent.
I'm gonna go look at it.
Oh no.
I like really good INI and whatever's like INI and TI were way up there. SI was nada.
Non-existent.
TE, NI, and SE were all good.
Okay, you had good TE use.
Since we're getting married, you should post your keys to cognition test.
I'd have to take it again. Actually, I think I have the tab open.
Oh, what did you get on the socionics test, Ken? Like sociotype? What did you get on sociotype?
Here's mine if you haven't seen it yet.
Sociotype. I tested as ENFJ like the one time I took that test.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yours is extroverted sensing, limited use, introverted sensing, limited use, extroverted intuiting.
See, it's that NI right now.
Dat NI, boy.
Dat NI.
Yeah. Yeah, looks about right.
I seem to think that I need the most improvement on my feeling functions, but I probably also need to work on my sensing stuff. I'm pretty I'm not even good about at least I can describe what FE is like to people. I can't describe what SE or SI is like to people. I honestly can't.
To describe SI is the one thing that I'm really not actually at all good at. Ken, you still there?
Yeah.
I was just thinking it's funny because you were talking about that. So let's just put it this way: you aren't the first. While Taylor likes to build religions, I prefer just myths and mythos. So I've been developing. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. I expect.
Yeah, I mean, I do that in a lot of situations. I do it with my fucking dog. I say he's a trans-dimensional Jimmy Dean sausage link. Jimmy Dean sausage link from another time dimension. I forget the name of the place I had crafted for him, but basically somewhere in the transition, he was affected by trans-temporal radiation. No, trans-temporal radiation on an interdimensional scale, and basically made it so that he actually underwent a part werewolf conversion, but since he was a sausage link prior, he ended up looking something like a cross between a chihuahua and a rat. And he finally came to this universe about 400 years ago, and he was living in late Middle Age, early Renaissance England. It's where he was living, and he gained the name the Wardabast. He was a mythological creature that roamed the countryside, devouring his enemies. So it's sort of to the effect of the killer bunny from the Monty Python's The Holy Grail, to where he'd just sort of leap at something and behead it. And after that, he traveled around. Obviously to keep a cover story, he made it seem like there were successive generations of this type of dog, when really it was just him consecutively throughout history, taking on different names. During the late 19th century and early 20th century, he lived in Louisiana, down in the bayou. He went by the name Soggy Bottom Sweetie, and used to gator hunt down there.
How much of this are you making up right now?
A lot of this is predefined.
Wow.
But yeah, so Soggy Bottom Sweetie is what he was for a little while. He was before that, he was a courier in the Civil War. Although he prefers not to talk about which side he fought for. So yeah, there was that. I'm trying to think anything else he did. He was sort of silent during the 60s, primarily due to the drugs. Sort of resurfaced somewhere around the 80s. Never really got into coke or anything like that, probably because he did all the drugs in the 60s, and so he was good to go. But he just sort of wandered around in the desert way before Burning Man ever got started. And he was just sort of out there, stayed out there for a few years, and sort of reemerged in the early 2000s, somewhere around like 2000 and well, I'm not entirely sure where he was prior to going to the living quarters he was at before he came to live with us, but eventually he got adopted by a family, and they they kept him outside in the heat a lot of the time, sort of fried his brain a little bit, although that was probably the LSD that primarily did that. But yeah, no, he lived out in a doghouse. He barked a lot. He actually got cited, and I'm not kidding, actually got cited as a dog at large. So yeah, 7-pound dog at large, no joke. Because he was roaming the neighborhood. So yeah, after that, his owner sort of got fed up with him, and we got custody of him more or less. And so now he's living here, and he's just sort of taking some off years before he goes on his next adventure.
Wow.
You asked. You ask these questions, you get an answer.
I'm not sure if it was actually asked.
Someone asked.
I didn't ask.
It may have been me. But the wonderful thing about my monologues is all that needs to happen is I need to hear the question. It doesn't matter who generates it. I just need to be under the impression that the question was asked. You know what? Chalk it up to my NI. Somebody at some point was going to ask the question. I was just preemptively answering it. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get as neurotic as I am if you don't hear voices.
I'm just like, if that was pre-made, it's both impressive and like creepy.
It was about 60% pre-made, and then I really started riffing there at the end. Like,
that's a lot. That's a lot. That's one of those. I'm sitting here going like, oh, that's SI.
Oh man, Ken, just hearing that, like the elaborate nature of our rituals, man.
I don't know if it's SI because like
it was like SI storage of NI stuff previously come up with.
Maybe. Well, wouldn't that be just NI?
Let's go. I assume it's stored somewhere.
Yeah.
I feel like you were, yeah,
I feel like it was a combination of the two.
a multifaceted function object.
It's okay, Neptune. I love your emoticons of a chode being very tentatively licked.
What?
Look at that, it's chode. Nutsack, a little tiny pointy thing.
Who's starting to hate you?
He's going the route of like half the feelers around here, which is like not really sure if people hate them, so then they're like, oh my god, people are starting to hate me. And then the rounds of people going around being like, I don't hate you, I don't hate you. And then the people who don't bother to say, I don't hate you, it's like, I knew it. They fucking hated me.
No, I guess like if I make any like slight joke, I don't know. Like I made a joke earlier, like towards Zach, and it was just like me kidding around, and then Spacey's like, "Neptune, the peanut gallery, you fucking suck." Like people really take me seriously. Like I don't know. It's not the first time that's happened.
I don't know. Spacey sometimes comes off as a little strong too, so I wouldn't.
No, I mean he's been my number one hater for a while. Like I expected from him, but I also was like, oh my gosh, did Zach take that seriously? Like
Spacey wants to be alpha INTP.
it doesn't work.
Well, I think casual low key takes that.
Yeah, I mean I would give it to casual before I give it to Spacey for sure. Like people kind of set it up so that Spacey would hate me because as soon as he came in, they were like,
Neptune, shut the fuck up.
Well, Ace is probably of the ENTPs. Ace has got to be the most beta bitch of all of them.
Fucked up. You can't say that about your boy like that.
I found a new boy. Fuck you.
Oh my God.
You're not coming to the wedding, faggot.
I've been betrayed, dude. I've been betrayed. It finally happened.
Well,
I'd say I was surprised, but we all knew this was coming.
I mean, honestly, Ace, you're super easy to cheat on.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, it's easy to hate you.
Wow, that's kind of fucked up, actually.
Yeah, well, not nearly as
If
much as you.
only I had feelings, I would be upset.
Well, that worked out for you.
Yeah.
Entertain me.
So, what you guys up to?
Well, we were planning our wedding earlier and discussing the fundamental nature of things.
Wait,
And-
who's wedding? Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Who's wedding?
Zach and Ken have discovered that they're both homosexual.
I mean, we all knew that about Ken, but
Zach, it's such a surprise.
Zach, bro. I mean, we all knew you were going to be sterile, but homosexual, no, that's new.
It's like we all knew Ken was a fag, but
We all knew he wasn't going to reproduce, but gay? That's new.
We don't have to identify as gay.
You should have said the invites out, and it's like, this is not a gay wedding.
Everyone else.
I wouldn't even phrase it like that, because in order for it to be properly on point, there's going to need to be a decent demographic of gay men there.
I would have
Otherwise,
burned your
it's just-
shit.
it's not gonna-
and
it's
taped
not
it
gonna
if you
happen,
sent some
right?
garbage like that.
Was
You
it?
guys could have like hour-long karaoke, but like you can only cover ABBA songs.
Oh, shit.
No.
I would have been insulted. I'd been like, you're trying to tell me this isn't a gay
Are
wedding?
you trying to tell me that you can cover ABBA and there's no Boy George? What the fuck is wrong with you?
The gayest thing about it is that the wedding is happening on the island in which Mamma Mia was filmed, but the music we're listening to is not going to be like that necessarily. There's going to be a good mix of interesting stuff, and it's going to be a night wedding, so that changes things.
And
Like, if I can't karaoke Clocks by Culture Club, I'm going to be pissed. And, like, I actually want to dress up in that fucking USA uniform he had on the cover art. Not the top hat, though. I don't think I could pull out the top hat. But. I'm going to fucking find this now. Hold on.
this shit. Bunch of INTPs in for one chill. I'm talking about some super deep metaphysical bullshit
Get out of here, you fucking censor.
that don't nobody want to talk about, but you fucking chess fucking club captains.
Are you done spurging everywhere?
Fuck yourself. Don't make me pull it out, King, because you know I will. Don't push
Pull
it.
out what? Your pea shooter?
Don't the V word. Don't make me do it.
Yeah, pulling out.
Yeah.
Neptune's gonna put you into the best, bro. He's gonna make me do it.
Okay.
You better rein your boy in. I'm just saying.
Raining so hard.
See, now he just sounds like a parrot that has cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit, he does.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really sickly parrot.
You're like fucking like now I can't stop hearing that.
He's like, you've ruined it. Thank you, Ken. Thank you. You've ruined it forever. Thank you. His greatest weapon over me, you've destroyed it.
I'll go back.
Nice.
Are we gonna live stream the wedding, or is it gonna be like closed to the outside?
Fuck live streaming.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's got to be pretty intimate setting.
Yeah.
So for sure, we're inviting Audra. I guess Neptune has to come at this point since he's shipping it so hard.
Well, we're adopting Neptune, remember?
Right. And neglecting, so there's not like a lot of commitment there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop the fuck out of me. Stop the fuck.
Yeah, we adopted this weird furry fag that thinks he's a bird.
Katie.
So if lizards are scalies and furries are furries, what's birds? Are they like featheries? That doesn't sound right.
Oh, that's what's fucked up about furries, bro. Is they don't discriminate. Any animal whatsoever.
Yeah, but like if it's not like, if they're not attracted to that particular like anthropomorphic like otherkin.
You're overthinking it, dude. They're just degenerate. Put your mind off it. I want to be as degenerate as possible. I want to fuck a raccoon. There you go. You're right there. No further
There's more
thought
to it than
necessary.
that, probably.
No, there's not. No, there's not. No, there's not. Swear to God, Neptune, defend yourself. I'm sending the Pence death squads to your house right now.
What are you sending?
The Pence death squads. Got your ass outside and
It
taser
took me
you.
forever to find it. This was the fucking thing I was talking about. I was bringing up
I'm researching.
the whole thing I was trying to talk about. The whole
I
thing.
don't really know what they are.
What is this?
Fucking Boy George, man.
Boy George is so pretty in that picture.
Hear this, man? Do you hear this, man?
Like that eyeliner is just on point.
Kind of into the cuff he's got around the one arm.
Wait, that's what you're wearing to our wedding?
Not necessarily for the whole thing,
Oh, okay.
but for his like I dress into that just to be able to karaoke.
Furry porn is dangerous.
I mean, to be honest, I'm probably way more of a fag than I am gay.
I don't even know how to respond to a sentence like
Well,
that.
I didn't fucking ask you, so.
I'm literally going to come to your house and I'm going to wrap my dick around your throat and fuck start your head like a lawnmower.
Well, that's because you're a fag.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna pass out pretty soon, Ken.
Uh-huh.
So tomorrow we shall see.
Tomorrow-
Your furry ERP buddies signing off, Ken. What are you gonna do?
You know what? I bet you have wet dreams about being face fucked by ISIS.
Who cares? I mean, no. Listen, I don't have to answer that. First of all,
That's fucking. I was about to take that whole sexual fantasy accusation to a really just to a place that would have probably spawned some social commentary. So I had to stop myself.
do it, pussy. Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since he's goading me, I was about to say you probably have a sexual fantasy where you step on an IED and then a fucking ISIS member comes by and takes sexual advantage of you since you can't move.
Fucked up.
I know it's fucked up. That's why I initially stopped myself.
I'm serious. Well, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and say you good job of stopping yourself, because if it was probably anybody but me, they'd probably be really fucking pissed. But I like to call myself a robot in that I don't have feelings. And so I think that's fucking hysterical.
Well, thank you.
So well done. That's fucking hilarious. Although fucked up.
Although really fucked up.
Super fucked up. But hilarious. And probably you should never say that ever again to anybody.
You know, if I switched around the narrative, that it was set in World War II and that Nazis were involved, it'd probably be okay to people.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be funny. It'd be
Right.
like, okay.
You'd be like, well, that's a weird thing.
All right, you okay, Nazis, right, got it. Okay, all right. Yeah, basically.
What do you think, Audra? Should I never repeat it?
I'd say know your audience real well.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to repeat it, but I'm not.
I mean, it's
So would I.
Probably.
But me, I would wait till I was around, like 2 or 3 of my buddies.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like, oh, go ahead, say it now. In person at the bar where we've all had a few drinks. Go ahead, say it again. I would laugh. You'd probably be picking your fucking shattered forehead off the ground.
Well, if you do that, I'd be like, God, people are so fucking sensitive.
No, you'd be like, I wish I could think thoughts again. That's what you'd be thinking.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's not like this is being uploaded to YouTube, am I right?
Right? God, that'd be awkward. Ever, I'm a vet. I can suck my dick.
He's proud to be an American. We're
I wouldn't believe how
leaving
often I
roses.
find myself having to be the voice of reason. The shit fucking vets get offended about.
It's always an awkward.
You're probably one of those weird people that actually advocates living.
I'm one of those weird people that thinks that if you have thick skin, you actually have thick skin. Not I have thick skin for everything except this. Like, oh no, I thought thick skin meant you had thick skin. Period.
No, but sometimes there's a chink in the armor, or 10, or
Like, no,
400.
piece of shit, faggot. No.
Sometimes your thick skin comes in the form of a thong and nothing else.
Right? I've called people pussies for shit like that. Ew, he fucking bleh, you're a pussy then. But you're a pussy. Shut the fuck up. You bitch. It drives me fucking bananas the way some people act on both sides. And then go, I don't understand why there's a gap between vets and civilians. Why? Well, some vets like to tease vets about, say shit like Chloe did, not to rag on her, but like Chloe did. She's looking at me. asked me if I'd killed anybody, and then when I answered her, asked me, was it fun? Did I have fun while I was doing it? Like, are you mentally fucking retarded?
I totally think that
Fucking Chloe, like,
doesn't understand.
Oh yeah, no,
No,
it's because it was Chloe that I said, okay, fine. You know, I wasn't mad because like that's just Chloe. That's just how she gets down. But if it was anybody else, you're fucking mad. I would have been.
she's like that character in the Sims that like is always like coming up to people and like 90% of the time it's just like negative lines. Like it's just like
How are the hemorrhoids today?
It's like if I had a broken leg, she would have come up with a fucking hammer and just started whack, 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 whack.
Chloe doesn't seem negative, really. She's like accidentally negative.
She just walks into the room.
I mean, it's just
well,
it's
earlier
baffling.
we were sitting there and she was like, Zach, are you attracted to me at all? And I was like, no. Like,
It's
why
so
do
much
you
fun
force
though.
this on yourself? No, I'm not. Like I was, and she was just like, oh well, I thought there'd be a chance. Like, just like what?
Yeah, it's just baffling. It's like I don't understand what wavelength that your brain is on, but we're not on the same one. First of all,
I think you guys need to get on her level, honestly.
bro, there's no getting on her level. There's no shroom on this planet.
Well, and then I realized that it reverts and goes like there is no, you can't. It doesn't actually behave on past behavior. It has like no memory, and you never know where it's going. I gave up. I'm like, okay, we'll just see what it does today.
it's not levels. It's a wheel, and you can either balance at the top or go careening on either side towards insanity.
I don't give a fuck. She's on some kind of psychedelic nonsense. She's a government experiment. I don't care. It's wild.
She's
Is
a
the point.
Bipolar.
when they try to cook up those Soylent nuggets, you know what I'm talking about? When they try to cook up those vegan meat nuggets, she's
No, Ken, I fucking don't. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm just saying she's probably the.
No,
she's
I'm
the-
just saying. What the fuck are you on about?
I don't know. Why would you ask me what I'm talking about?
I
I'm the
feel
last
like this
person
whole
to know.
group is a goddamn government experiment at this point.
It's definitely
I feel like maybe you're the government experiment, and we're
Fuck
just
up, Ken.
we're just the next round of testing.
Yeah.
according to Ken, I'm a Russian experiment or a mutant or something.
Yeah. Well, actually, she's actually the daughter of Stan Lee. He just wanted to manifest one of his, like superhero ideas as an actual person. So that's why he funded having
I
her.
thought he could just do that out of pure will at this point. Or pure money.
How do you like the mythology that you're actually the child of Stan Lee? How's that vote for you, Alger?
I wish I could slit his throat with my dick, because I would.
It'd have to be really thin, wouldn't it?
Or I could just strap a razor blade to the front.
You ever seen the TV show Banshee?
No.
What? Really? You had to say no?
Oh, really? The two-shot Banshee. You're
Two-shot
shocked I haven't seen that particular film.
film? It's a TV show.
Oh, excuse me. I'm not up to date in my obscure bullshit ass fucking Marvel mythology.
Yeah, that's not Marvel. It was fucking Cinemax.
I give a fuck.
You're
So
so
that thing about thick skin.
Listen, I can
Seem
be
awfully
offended as
blunt.
I like without actually taking that shit to heart.
Good to practice being offended, just because.
Yeah, it's called acting.
Exactly.
His daughter will be like, "Daddy, aren't you proud that I graduated?" He's like, "Yes, I am." She turns around. He's like, "Thank God I had 18 years to practice this shit."
I'm gonna raise my daughter like what's that one movie? Elizabeth? The fuck is that movie?
Schindler's List.
Oh wow. All right.
Whoa.
That's about your people, Ken.
With the Jews? You're making fun of the fact I'm a Jew?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Burn in hell, Goyim.